Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're a motorhead like us, this is the perfect video for you. Why? Well, today we're going to be talking about some of the absolute best cars of all time and why we think they've earned that ranking. If you're interested in finding out what cars we think belong in that list, stick around to find out. Before we speed off into the good stuff, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications, or else you might miss out on future videos like this. Now, let's get into what you're here for and talk about cars. We'll mention that this list isn't ranked in order, but it does comprise some of what we consider to be the greatest cars of all time. Let us know what you think in the comments. First, let's start off with Bugatti Chiron. Produced in 2016, the Bugatti Chiron comes in 4 different models, consisting of the Sport, Pure Sport, Sport 110 ANS, and the Super Sport 300 Plus. The cheapest of the Chiron starts at $3 million, and the insane price makes a bit more sense once you see one of these beasts drive. A word of warning, they're fast. The Bugatti Chiron is an absolute machine when it comes to speed, and has been made with intelligent air intake management to improve aerodynamics as well as cooling efficiency for engines and brakes. For those of you that don't speak car fluently, that's pretty darn fast. 250 plus miles per hour fast. Now, onto NSU Row 80. This car is extraordinary, but in the grand scheme of things, while completely different to the previously mentioned Bugatti Chiron, the NSU holds far greater prestige than the Chiron purely for its innovation. The NSU Row 80 was a 4-door front-engine sedan that was manufactured by West Germany during the 1960s. It was in production for just 10 years before it was pulled, but that doesn't mean it's not a work of art. As far as cars go, this one was groundbreaking both aesthetically and technically for many reasons. This little car completely strayed away from car standards as anyone knew them and was decades ahead of its time. It had all of the features of modern cars as we know them today. Fantastic road grip, speed, and innovation. Its only flaw was its high fuel consumption, which ultimately was its downfall. Unlike other classic cars at the time that had piston engines, this car had a Wankel engine. These engines had triangular-shaped rotors that made it so the car ran smoother and almost always without vibrations. However, these rotors on the Wankel engine had seals that wore out far too quickly and were being replaced too often. This was solved in a later model, but by then, the negative reviews had already gone around too much and sales plummeted when people heard about the engine flaw. The West German company was forced to shut down production in 1977 and never recovered. At the time of production, these cars sold for around 2,000 pounds, but would now go for anywhere between 15,000 to 30,000 pounds in good condition. They were truly ahead of their time. Next up is the 2003 Rolls-Royce Phantom. The Rolls-Royce Phantom was the saving grace of Rolls-Royce. Launched in 2003, the Phantom was the first car developed after BMW purchased the rights to use Rolls-Royce's name and logo in 1998. From here was the beginning of something truly fantastic. The car is a full-size luxury sedan, and it completely restored Rolls-Royce's reputation as a luxury car maker with its innovative and gorgeous design. It became the foundation of several other popular Rolls-Royce cars, including the Phantom Drophead Coupe and the Phantom Coupe. These were both 2-door adaptations of the original Phantom that launched in 2007 and 2008. 2009 also saw the launch of Ghost, which was a smaller adaptation of the Phantom but ultimately functioned the same. The original Phantom can travel at 155 miles an hour and cost upwards of 350,000 pounds. Up next is the Lamborghini Miura. Originally released in 1966, this car became the world's fastest production car at the time. Created by Italian designer Marcello Gandini, the car will remind us of the classic movie Italian Job, with its sleek design and recessed headlamps featuring in the opening scene of the movie. Its movie star title isn't why this car is fantastic though. The car had a fantastic 3,929cc V12 engine under its bonnet and was the first supercar with a rear mid-engined 2-seat layout. It would drive at a shocking 280 miles per hour and ran for about 15,000 pounds at the time. Now, you wouldn't be able to get one for anywhere less than 1 million, but you're probably looking at a higher number than that still. This model of car was produced until 1973, but was quickly replaced with another updated sports car, the Lamborghini Countach. Despite being replaced so soon, the Miura is a fantastic car to this day and helped pave the path for modern motor vehicles. Now onto the Jaguar E-type lightweight. The Jaguar E-types are probably the most recognizable classic car in the world, and there's a reason for that. The British sports car was initially manufactured in 1961 and was a wonderfully sleek car with a fantastic engine to match. The car claimed 150 as a top speed, which was incredible for the decade it was produced. It could go from 0 to 60 in less than 7 seconds and was distinguished by its rack and pinion steering, independent front and rear suspension, and unitary construction. While it's never been the fastest car in the world, it's definitely one of the most beautiful. Since its release, it's been adapted into numerous different models and has taken the world over with its breathtaking design. They originally sold for the equivalent of what would be just over $100,000 today. Modern-day versions of the car go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next up is the 2009 Ferrari 457. This modern beauty has everything you want: a sleek and sporty design and extreme speed. While originally launched to replace the F430, the 457 differs from its predecessor quite drastically. Its entirely new design was adapted from the company's experience with Formula One, making it so the car has a top speed of 240 miles per hour and reaches 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.4 seconds. Yep, staying clear when this beast is getting started. The car features a 4,497cc engine and is designed with double wishbones at the front and a multi-link setup at the rear to help improve cornering. The car would cost you around $240,000. Now, the 1996 Porsche Boxster. While the car itself wasn't in production for all too long, it did set the foundation for future Porsche cars, and its high-performance Turbo S GT2 and GT3 variants remained in production for 10 years. The development of this car was down alongside the Roadster, only Boxster, which was introduced when the 996 was. They both shared front suspension, various interior components, as well as the engine. However, all these aspects were enlarged for the 996. The multi-link rear suspension was done predominantly to save money, as Porsche was having financial trouble during the time of production. The reason this car stood out so much at the time was because it featured one major change from the classic 911 series that came before it. This change was a water-cooled engine that replaced the previously air-cooled engine, which was not only more environmentally friendly, but gave the car a higher performance. The top speed of this car at the time was around 140 miles per hour, and it cost around $6,000, but it was also known to cost a fair bit to maintain. So while not really ideal now, they were incredibly impressive at the time. Next is the Mini. It would be a crime not to include this car on the list because of its colossal impact on not only the motor industry but on culture. Arguably one of the greatest British designs for motor vehicles of all time, the Mini has a fantastic legacy that continues to thrive today. First designed and launched in 1959, the Mini is still being adapted and enjoyed now in a variety of different designs. The Mini was one of, if not the, most influential cars of the 20th century and was created originally because of fuel shortage. The two-door beauty small design was incredibly economically friendly and cost-saving, as well as speedy. On top of this, it has some extreme drifting potential. Known to be incredibly diverse, the Mini can be enjoyed as both a leisure car and a race car, as wonderfully demonstrated in the previously mentioned Italian Job. Last but not least, the Aston Martin DB5. This wouldn't be the greatest cars of all time list if we failed to include 007's signature car. This wouldn't be the greatest cars of all time list if we failed to include 007's signature car, would it? The Aston Martin DB5 is more than the Spy's signature supercar because, like many cars on this list, it was the beginning of something great. It features a 4-liter engine that propelled the car to an incredible 145 miles per hour in seconds. The design of this specific car's engine became the standard Aston Martin power unit. Since the car's initial release, it's been adapted into a ton of other sleek supercars. The cost of the DB5 is $450,000, and if you think that's a lot, guess how much the original car used in 007's Goldfinger cost. Any guesses? No? Well, it cost $4.5 million. There you have it, our list of our favorite cars of all time and what we consider to be the greatest. What do you think? Would you have dropped any or replaced them with anything else? Let us know in the comments. If you're also interested in seeing a part 2, let us know because we have a whole lot more cars we're willing to geek out over if you are. Before you head off, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to catch more videos like this. Drop us a like if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.